Alright, hello you guys. I was running a little bit late today. And I'm still here, of course. Where is it? Running a little late today, so I'm still here. But we're running a little late, and that's okay. It's our second show. And we are... Actually, can I just put this down a little bit? It's just crazy. I have to put this down. I don't know. Well, this way. Alright, so like I said, we're running a little late today, but that's okay. We'll still continue the show. 1 second. We're setting this up. Sorry, guys. We'll get it under control soon. Alright, let's see that. Oh, that's too short back there. 1 second. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, great, awesome, great start to the show. I am doing this by myself, so I really am not like too network savvy just yet. You know, I kind of want to point this to me because of the readings I'm going to do today. So let's do this. 1 second. Yeah, definitely need better planning for sure. All right, let's get this down to here. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think that's good. That's good. But I'm gonna point it that way, but like a little that way. All right, great. Hey guys, so let me just tune in here. I'm sorry I'm running late, you guys. Tonight's episode is going to be a little 1 second. All right, guys, welcome. Okay, we're going to start the show now. I just have to do this really quick. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, this is my light. I need it to charge. Charge on it. That's what it is when you're a single mom. Priorities come to the picking up your kid and then doing this. So tonight's episode is going to be all about what's a light worker, what do you do as a light worker, what is your mission, and let's get this. We could do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We could do this. You see, we're doing it. We're doing it. You see what I'm saying? All right. Let's see if that works now. All right, guys. Welcome. Welcome. It's a little chaotic right now, but it's gonna be okay. So tonight's episode, I'm talking about light workers and Starseed and Empaths, and being that, you know, I am in tune with all of those energies. I'm gonna pull this closer if you guys don't mind, because I kind of want to be close to you guys for some reason. I feel like I have to be. Okay. So, just so you guys know, tonight at the end of the show, I am gonna choose somebody to read. But I wanted to talk to you guys about what's been on my mind, and that is definitely has to do with being a light worker. and the Starseed. And a lot of people need to understand what to expect. I'm probably gonna have to edit this video out. What to expect when you are a Lightworker and you are a Starseed, you are an empath. There are things to look out for. And you'll know by what I'm going to tell you guys tonight. So let me just tune the energy in. Welcome to my podcast, you guys. I apologize. This is definitely not the example of how the show will be. This is just me rushing because I had to grab my daughter from her father's. And I just want you guys to know that I'm a psychic, I'm a medium. I do tarot card readings. I work with people and try to heal them in the best way I can, because I am Chiron myself. I am the wounded healer. I've healed myself from many things. So if you watch the first episode, it will explain more about what I'm all about. So love and light to you guys. And remember, always remaining in the love and the light, and remembering that we're all angels in training. And I am going to be speaking tonight on a couple of different things. Okay, let's tone it down. Okay. So when I began my journey, right? When I began my journey, give me 1 second, you guys. Oh my God, I gotta get this other book. I gotta get a pen because when I do the readings, I'm gonna need it. And I gotta get this phone. Okay. So when I began my journey, I did not know anything about lightworkers, empaths, starseeds. I knew nothing about that stuff, okay? I knew nothing about it. All I knew was that I was going through a Great Depression, the Great Depression, and I knew that I was a part of a family that a lot of things wouldn't work out for a lot of the people in it. There was a lot of things did work out great, but there was a lot of things that didn't. And so I always thought is our family cursed? My dad died when I was 8 years old. I always thought these weird things. There were so many things that happened to us growing up. When I say so many things, it was just moving and especially with me. Let me focus on me because I want you guys to understand where I'm going with this. So, growing up, I was the child that, I didn't know this until I was the one that would experience things child abuse, stuff like that happened. Not from my mom, my dad, none of that. I had a great family. It was just outside people. Whatever happened, I didn't know that I was going to be the one to come out with it and then have other people be like, oh my God, that happened to me too in my family. Because I was the one who ended up saying something about it, and then all of a sudden people were like, that happened to me too. I can't believe it, that happened to me too. And I thought, what? I thought I was the only one experiencing it, I was the only one who was gonna experience it. And then being the one that went through it and being courageous enough to say something about it, which is kind of crazy because I was the most quiet child. I always had this, I was always afraid of everything when I was younger. I would see so many things and feel so much energy and never understood what it was. I always thought I'm just crazy and it's just something that I have to keep to myself. And there was a lot of experiences I remember as a child and growing up that I never told anybody about because I always thought they were gonna be like, yo, are you losing your mind? And I was afraid. I was afraid to tell people. I was afraid of a lot of things. I used to be afraid of the dark. I remember everything would scare me in the dark because I would see things moving around. I still do till this day. I thought that I just opened up my third eye now, but my third eye's been open my whole life pretty much. I just never paid attention to it. You know what I mean? So I remember being young and seeing energy moving around the house, or knowing there was a dark shadow staring at that corner and not wanting to look kind of thing and kind of ignoring it and it's not there. But it was there, it was there. And so I always felt growing up my whole life, I always had so I could call it my dark guide or dark energy that kind of was always there to basically let me know I'm here and you need to know about me. And like, and I feel like there's always, somebody's always got like one attachment to them. Like, this is how I feel. This is my personal experience, my personal opinion. Always follow your own intuition. Use your own intuitive instincts to understand what you're experiencing. So I always remember feeling like there was just that one dark energy, and it would like kind of almost like manifest into to people and create things for me that were, you know, a child shouldn't experience or shouldn't have to see. So I always know there was something that was attached to me in this dark energy, and I swear to you, it's still till this day, I still feel the same energy. And I feel like it's like a past life attachment or some kind of like obsessive energy. I always feel like women and boys, they always have that one attachment spiritually to them. And it's like our duty to clear that aura, to break that, to detach from any cords that are connected to us in any sort of way. And it can be hard when you don't know what's going on, you don't understand what the hell's going on, and then it happens and you don't know what it is. So that being said, I remember growing up and being very sensitive to things, and like I remember praying or like looking up at the moon and being like, please help me with this situation, and something I would do or something, and I'd be like, please God, if you get me out of this one, you know. And every time like I would get assistance. I remember like me driving. I'm just telling you my personal experiences. Maybe this will resonate with you guys, but I feel like there's people out there and be like, yeah, that happened to me too. And I thought like it was just a coincidence. It wasn't. I could remember like driving. I remember like taking my mom's car at like 13 years old and driving around and like nothing happening, like me almost hitting something and like avoiding it and being like saved every single time. All of the time this happened constantly to me. I was always like safe from things. And I want to announce to you guys that next week Christina from Bad Girls Club is going to be on here. She's going to talk about her journey, and we're going to talk about that together. And then the week after that, I'm trying to have, well, Shaheen from Wu-Tang is going to be on it, but he's just got to wait till something pulls through yet, and then he's going to come on the show. Then I'm going to have, hopefully, Lumi the astrologer, and then this other tarot reader, Leo Sun Pisces Moon. I'm asking a couple of people to be on the show that will, you know, help benefit our spiritual awakenings and, you know, take us to the next level so we can use those tools to heal whatever it is we need to heal too. So, real quickly here. All right. So I wanted to continue this talking about this. I remember growing up and all that happening to me, you know, weird things would happen to me. I remember getting attacked by like several people. And I don't mean like physically attacked, I mean like emotionally attacked. People would gang up on me in school, like I would get threats, like, and I was quiet and to myself, but I attracted so many energies around me that it was like these dark people, dark negative people were always attracted to me, and they would constantly come towards me and like ask for help, or like, you know, they would take advantage of me, or even in sexual relationships, I would feel like I couldn't say no to people, if that makes sense to anybody. Like so many different things would happen to me over and over and over again. And I just remember being okay. And I never understood why. And I never understood why was God always watching out for me. Why did everyone else in my family not want to go to the mosque, not want to get dressed and go pray and not want to connect to God as much as I did? But why was I like striving for it? Why was I always searching for my spiritual self? And I did since the time I was young until a long time, you know, I did. And then I think something happened where I just started to like be a regular human, forgot all about my spiritual self. I got really vain and I was all about the name brand clothes and the jewelry. And this was like the age of 18 and up. Like I just remember always wanting nice things, and everything was, this is perfect, this is pretty, I wanted a better car. I always had nice cars. I had to have it. If I didn't feel like not cool. It wasn't cool. It was just me. Like that was me, my Libra self, right? She's like, I need that nice car. If I get an apartment, it's gonna be the best one. If I get a TV, it's gonna be the nicest one. Like everything had to be perfect. And I was very like, it was like very competitive towards myself. Like I wanted my life to be presentable and perfect to the outside world. And I did everything the right way. So why I'm saying all this to you guys is because this is how I learned I was a light worker. This is how I learned I was an empath and a starseed. And the way you're going to learn that, anybody who knows here, whatever you're going through right now, if you haven't had your spiritual awakening, whatever you're going through right now, it is, I promise you, leading you to your spiritual awakening. Because in order for us to gain the sense of spiritual connection to God, to source, to the universe, we have to lose, in a sense, everything has to be like lost and like found again. You know what I mean? Like you have to lose everything to find yourself, right? So I remember wanting everything and needing everything, and then look, I always strive for the best, right? I always strive for the best. That is way too bright. I can't take it. I always strive for the best. And you know what? I always got it. And I still do, but today when I do, it's in a humble manner. I'm not like, look at me, I'm so cool because I have this. It's humble, it's very humble type of way. So a lot of people, they ask, what's the difference between a starseed, an empath, a lightworker? And so I'll answer it my way and the way I know, okay? So for me, a starseed, I figured out I was a starseed after I found out that I was empathic. And then after I found out I was empathic, I found out I was a light worker. After I found out I was a light worker, I recognized that I was a starseed. So I found out I was empathic because I went through major depression and anxiety and all that stuff, right? We talked about in the first episode. You can watch that if you guys want to see more about my life. This is more for you, to help you. So I found out I was empathic from going through depression and feeling pain all the time for everyone else. It's funny because I never felt it for myself. I was always like happy and sunny disposition, just wanted everything to be great. And I had these like high hopes for life, and I still do till today. Yeah, exactly. So I'll get to the comments in a second. Let me just, clarify this episode, what I'm talking about. I promise you I'll get to the comments, you guys. Then we're going to choose a person to read, okay? We are going to do this every week, and when the guest comes on my show, if they choose to be read, they will be read, and if not, that's okay too. All right, so I found out I was empathic after I went through depression and all that stuff, and I knew then, like, I knew, I didn't know what being an empath was. I just knew I felt everything. I sensed spirit, I sensed energy. I remember people asking me, can you come over to my house? I'm not feeling well, or they would call me for advice, or like, and then they'd be like, I feel so much better. They'd feel better, I'd feel drained because I was giving them all my energy, and I didn't know how to, separate the two between giving them my energy and, guys, we're going to be on here for a little bit. I hate to say this, but I'm smoking a cigarette, okay? Like, I'm like, I gotta be all perfect. It's the podcast. Nah, bitch. I'm gonna be myself. Look, I'm in my crib. I'm chilling. Like, I drove my daughter home. I can't smoke in the car because, I don't want the car to smell like cigarettes and shit. So, hold on a second. Because let me get comfortable so I can be myself. Because I feel like I'm trying to be too fancy for y'all right now. All right, here we go. Now you're about to get the real flow. Let's do this. For the new audience, if you're just watching, I'm a real ass bitch. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and play fancy for nobody, all right? This is my shit, and I'm doing it the way I want to do it. Now, I was saying I found out that I was empathic through all the shit I went through. All the fucking times I was having problems with people, I was crying. I would cry for the world, bro. Like, I would watch the news and see like a kid starving, and I would cry, and I'd be like, why is this happening, God? Why? And I would ask God, like, why do you do this? Right? And then I realized something. I realized that the world wasn't just suffering, and my family wasn't suffering, but for some reason I always looked at them like they were, like, in different ways. Like, I'd be like, when they need help, like, they're crazy, this, that. Like, I would always say, like, I always thought what they did was the right way because I followed the directions, right? As an empath, yeah, exactly, German. As an empath, as a person who's empathic, as a person who's a light worker, and I'll get to the light worker part, you don't know why your whole life you felt like the outcast. You don't know why your whole life you felt like your family was fucked up. Not that you're saying they're fucked up, like they're fucked up and I'm perfect. That's not what we're saying here. But what we're saying is like you start to get older and you start to realize, oh God, I think I was placed here for a reason. Like you look around, you're like, oh, I see. This has to be healed. That has to be healed. And then once you start healing stuff, you start noticing that they need healing too, right? But again, I found out I was an empath through my own depression, right? That's how I found out I was an empath, because something led me to a video and I was like, oh shit, I think that's me. And then I found out I was a light worker when once you go down the rabbit hole, you find out you're an empath. Now all of a sudden you find out you're a light worker, you're this, you're that. But I remember going through a time in my life where every single person that would come around me was like damaged. Like the friends that I would have, they needed my help all the time. They would like help make me lie for them. Like I would lie for people a lot. I don't know what that was about, but everybody has their own experiences. But for me, it was like lying for my mom or lying for my best friend, telling her mom she was with me while I knew she was out there doing something else, or weird shit like that. Or like I would remember finding money places and then like next week, like I remember being like the responsible one growing up, doing everything for everybody. Like, you need to go stay at your aunt's house for 2 weeks and help her clean. Take care of your grandmother. Go to the bank for me. Go deposit this $4,000. I was 17, 15 years old. My mom had me go into the bank with like 6 G's, deposited it, and it made me responsible and smart. But also, it was a lot of responsibility for a person, a kid. I would clean the house, do everything, right? And then I watched the video with some girl. She was talking about how she comes from a family that's like this and like that, and she ended up like doing drugs and doing all this. And I remember like I used to blame myself, saying I'm a piece of shit. That's all it is. It's me. I'm a piece of shit. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm a piece of shit. But it wasn't that. It was that I was a light worker and light workers. So empaths, you're gonna find out. Let me ground myself real quick. Empathic people, they know, like, you're an empath when you get around people and they feel like shit and you talk to them and they feel better, and then you get away from them and they feel better and you feel worse. This is when an empath doesn't know how to control their energy. Today I can do that, and we'll get into that in the further podcasts that I have, the further episodes. You start to understand exactly. You start to understand when people come. You date people that are broken. You attract people that are like very attached. I don't know about you guys, but I remember every relationship, the people that I dated, they were super attached to me. Like super attached to me. Like children. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like very jealous and possessive, and it was like, it was bad. It was bad. And it would be to the point where I would be like, fuck you, like, and I would lie and lie about stupid shit. Like, say I'm going to my friend's house when I was going to my other friend's house, like stupid shit, because I felt so trapped all the time, and not to say that these people were bad people, it's just that I attracted those kinds of people, needy people, okay? I used to. Today, I attract people that are healing and people like that are vibrating like me. Now, I also believe that we're mirrors of each other, so if I attracted those people, maybe I was truly like that, but I just never brought it out of me. The Virgo in me was like cold, and like the Aquarius in me was like, no, like I don't give a fuck, but really I did, So they all taught me something about myself for the future, that, watch out, because like you have these same characteristics, but also we have soul ties from the past, and they're there to teach us stuff, okay? Nice, the outcast, nice. So being said, as an empath, you learn that through dating people that are broken, having friends that are always calling you for advice, but if you call them for advice, it's like, what the fuck? Like, hello? Can I be the one to get some advice here too? Like, hello? Anybody? You know what I mean? But most of the time it was you. You were the one healing people. You were the one doing shit for people. And it was hard, And you didn't understand it. And then once you understand it, once you start to understand that you're an empath and you start to be able to control your the things that you go through with people, once you start to understand that, it becomes now we're in a whole different ball game. You start to be able to control your energy. You start to recognize that you're drawing in these broken people, and you start to do things differently, and all of a sudden things start to shift in your favor. Okay, so that's basically that part for the empaths. That's how you recognize your empath. You attract broken people. You draw in things that are like, you know, you kind of like feel this. As an empath, you feel the world's sadness. Like, I don't know if anybody ever has this, but I have moments where I sit in my room, and I still do that till today, and I think about like kids and this and that, and I cry and I cry and I cry and I cry like a baby. Like, I wish I could fix everything. It's like almost like, you know, and I'll get to this why the lightworkers and starseeds goes so well with this, because empaths, lightworkers, starseeds is pretty much the same category. One road leads to another. So I'm already feeling spirit heavily here, so let's clear the energy in the chest, please. Okay, let's clear the energy. Spirit will lead me to somebody to read them, because I'm alright. Let's clear the energy. Let's clear it. 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 Clear. Thank you. Alright, let's clear it and ground. Okay. Thank you. So we have to understand that as empathic people, you're gonna have a lot of you're gonna feel the world's pain. Okay. You know, Natasha, it's not just the Pisces in you. It's you feel the world's pain. The world's pain becomes your pain. Empathic people make other people's problems their own problems. We make other people's problems our own problems, and until you can learn that as an empath, you are drawing in people that are fucked up, and you in turn try to fix them. And so what do? You make their problem your problem. You ever talk to someone and they call you and they're like, oh my God, my friend Jessica, I feel so bad for her. She can never catch a break, blah, 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 blah. I feel so sad. Like, she's always dating these these guys that are fucked up, and blah. Meanwhile, the person that's looking at you is going, okay, but you know, you do the same exact thing, right? So it's like you're drawing in what's happening with you, and God or the universe is showing you what's going on with another person in you, okay? Like for me, for now, during Mercury retrograde, a lot of past energies, the way it was in the past. Yeah, I know. The way it was in the past energies that came to me for Mercury retrograde, they were showing me how I was back then and reminding me not to become that person again. The lost, confused, needy, like think I'm so cool person, and I have to humble myself down because they showed me the past people. Like they were showing me that's how you were, remember? Don't become like that again. I'm like, okay, thank you for showing me that. I'm not. Okay? So understand that, recognize that. And once you recognize that you make other people's your own, just going through it right now, so I have to listen to you for helping a friend. Okay. So just gonna say that, especially as empathic people, look, I know you want to save the world. I know you want to help everybody. I had to learn very quickly. Woo, nose is itching right there. I had to learn very quickly that we can't save the world. We're not here to save the world. Even as empathers, as empaths, lightworkers, and starseeds, we are not here to save the world. We are here to heal what is hurting within us. And then by doing that, what happens in turn is that people around you start to see, you know, okay, so she's healing this, and I could do that too. And you start to become like a prime example to others of how you have done things, and then hopefully, you know, people around you will naturally like be drawn to that, and they'll heal themselves. Okay, so just understand that your job is to heal yourself, and other people will become healed through you. The work you do on yourself, let me make this really clear to you. The work you do on yourself will really help other people in their life. The work you do on other people cannot be done until you work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Once you start to work on yourself and you start to become strong in yourself, you're welcome, Kaki. Why you made me do that? Once you become strong and you work on yourself, now Spirit will bring you start to see the number 33 and the number 11 a lot, because that means you're ready to work your soul's purpose. You're ready to work for God. Okay? So it's like you have worked on yourself for long enough, and now you're ready to take the next steps. I started to see the number 33 and 11 a lot when I felt like I got past some situations and I let go of some things and some toxic behaviors that I was putting upon myself and drawing as an empath. Another thing, I want to really touch on this because you need to know there's different things that happen to empaths, lightworkers, and starseeds. As an empath, I recognized that I was not only drawing in people that were damaged, I was drawing in spirits that were damaged. And they were drawn to me and they would attach themselves to me. And then I, again, through osmosis, would make myself a part of that spirit's issue. And so I would be, you know, it'd be like me and humans, me with spirit, and the universe had to show me all of these things so that I could become strong enough to know that yes, Cassandra will talk about boundaries, mention that in a little bit, so that I could become strong enough to handle humans, spirit, and everything else, okay? And I had to become strong in that and not fear anything. Like last night, my whole body was vibrating. I was on my bed, my whole body, from my head to my toes, was vibrating. I had, again, another sexual experience in my dream with a spirit that I feel like, I don't know what it is with them, but they do this to me. So I'm going to tell you guys, so, you know, you could expect this type of stuff when you're empathic, when you're sensitive, and you're claircognient, clairaudient, clairsentient. We'll talk about all that too. It's when you're in the REM state, when you're just waking up from your sleep. You know when you're like still half asleep and you're up, that's like the REM state. You're like, your body is sleeping, it's like, but your spirit is still like half in, half out. I will hear somebody say something to me, like out loud. I'll be on the pillow, like just waking up, my body will just be waking up, and they'll be like, hey, like they're trying to get my attention because they know. But like once I wake up, that spiritual connection fades because now my spirit came back into my body. I'm back here in the 3D realm, and it happens like this. It can be exhausting, Kaki. If you don't, I'm gonna call you Kaki Scrotal. You know what? I'm done with you. It can be exhausting if you don't learn to control those energies. It can. It really can drain the life out of you if you don't learn to control those energies. So I'll tell you, that's something that happens to empaths because we're so connected to spirit and humans. And I gotta tell you, once you learn to separate yourself from those two, you will understand that you are actually a powerful being who actually, oh, my nose is itchy right now, a powerful being who actually can deeply affect others in a positive way, you know, instead of letting others, okay, let's clear that, clear. Okay, so it will affect you in a positive way if you work with the energies instead of against it. Now, I will tell you something, as an empath as well, when you deny your spiritual gifts, your spirit, or you live in this fake avatar and you're just being this person that you think everybody wants you to be, and you're trying to impress the world, and instead of looking deep within and being who you truly are, when you do that, you become depressed, okay, as an empath. So as an empath, I would highly suggest that you be your authentic self, no matter who understands you around you or not. As an empathic person, you have to be your authentic self, because as an empath, that turns into depression. Anxiety is a big word I hear a lot of empaths use. I have anxiety. No, you have connection to spirit, and you're not recognizing it, and you're not like admitting it. And so it's turning into depression and anxiety and fear and worries and anger and resentment, right? All of these things happen when you don't go towards it. When you don't work with the energies and you work against them, I promise you, it will turn into depression or some type of really bad fear-based thing that you don't want to deal with. So I would suggest just go for it. Like, go for it, because it took me a long time to get here, but let me tell you something. That happened for a reason, so that I can help people. You know, you have all these people that say, you want me to teach you how to manifest in a speedy process and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they do, because they've learned. But, you know, I would watch who you watch manifestation stuff from, because a lot of these people are working with tools and energies that are not from the light, okay? I just gotta tell you that, because people from the light, they understand that everything happens in divine timing. You cannot tell the universe, bring it to me right now, because the universe is It's a marvelous place and it will work with you, but you can't, if you tell the universe I want it right now, you might have just manifested that, but something you actually needed might not come to you because you manifested something you wanted that bad, you know? So watch who you like listen to when it comes to that, okay? Yeah, so okay, so I'm gonna explain to you guys. So as empathic people, just be aware of all those energies. They will really help you with that process. And I can teach you guys how to through this podcast. We'll get into it, you know. I'm just starting to warm up into it. I really want it to be peaceful and calm, and so people could put on their headphones and listen to it at night before they go on to bed, listen to my voice so it could put them to sleep. Especially because I'm a powerful light worker, so my voice, my energy usually brings a lot of good energies around you as well. Okay, all right, so now let's talk about being a light worker. Okay, we touched on empaths, I think pretty good. How's the empath? I hope it explained for you guys good and you understand. Now light workers. So light workers, there's many people that say this is how you know you're a light worker, you know, 10 reasons why you should know you're a light worker and 10 steps to knowing you're a light worker. And I gotta tell you, there's many ways that you could find out you're a light worker, but one of the best ways to know is that you are always put in dark situations. Your family, for instance, is one of the big ones for me. This is, you know, family, addictions, darkness, violence, anger, a lot of angry people around you, a lot of mothers dating fucked up people, sisters, women in bad situations can't get themselves out of it, repetitive financial issues and things like this. As a light worker, you'll recognize this. It's like cycles that you're like stuck in these cycles, and like, or the people around you are stuck in these cycles, and you're like the light worker. The light worker is like the one who kind of like has to break the pattern, break the cycle. You know what I mean? There's always that one chosen one. I'm sure there's plenty of other chosen ones that got chosen in your family, and they might have broken the cycle for something else, but everybody has a particular role as a light worker. And I feel like one of the big ones that I had to break was drug addiction in my family, and also, you know, dating, being unhappy in relationships, and patterns of angry behavior, resentment, and mistrust. Okay, those are the big ones that I feel. Those are the big ones that I feel. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Squirtle. So those are the big ones that I feel was mistrust, anger, hate for the world, or unhealthy relationships. Definitely drug addiction was one of them. You know, drug addiction, toxic behaviors, dating toxic people, toxic behaviors, things of this sort. So as a light worker, I know that light workers feel like first of all, if you will feel, as a light worker, you will feel like you have to break things. Like you will feel like you have to break these patterns. You'll feel like, why do I feel like I have a duty? Why do I feel like I have a mission? You know, and if you resonate with this, you can raise your hand and be like, that's how I felt my whole life. I always felt like I had to fix this family or fix people around me or be in a relationship and teach people about themselves, or I'm always placed in jobs that I look around, I'm like, what are they doing here? This is like, they could be doing so much better in here, you know? Yeah, abandonment issues, all of it, Natasha. So like a lot of us will feel like, you know, our fathers didn't love us, or our mothers didn't pay attention to us, or we were used a lot or pushed around like the little sucker of the family, and or like even abused sexually, right? A light worker has to experience the most darkest things. Okay, that's how I'm gonna put that to you. The most proper way I could say this to you is light workers have to experience the darkest things. Why? Yes, there we go. Why do we have to experience the darkest thing, Flo? Does God hate us? Does God want to punish us? No. No. You're a light worker. Light worker. You work the light. You take dark energy and you transmute it into light energy. You take negative energy and you turn it into positive energy. So the way I see it is, we're up there, right? Up there, down here, wherever we are. And our souls go, okay, so I know I'm strong. My heart chakra just went off when I said that. And it's like this line of people, and they get called up and they got a life review, and then there's this big holographic image in front of us, and we're standing there, we're like, okay, so what? Because you're connected to a team of souls energetically through the conscious and the subconscious mind, and that's why you have to clear the subconscious mind so you can become conscious, right? The Christ consciousness, that's what they call it. Christ is enlightenment, right? To be enlightened. That's, the Christ, that's why they call him the son of the morning, right? Is the son of the son of the morning, or some morning star or something like that. So your Christ consciousness is connected to the link of souls, and when you're up there, I would describe it like this as light workers. I'm going to tell you it's like this for you so you can understand. Everybody's raising their hand, of course, because you're all light workers and starseeds and empaths. Okay, we all are one or the other, but we feel strongly we're the other one more than the other. So as light workers, it's like a team of people are called up, and it's like, hey guys, all right, so it's like an organization. My right ear is burning right now, like it's tickling. It's like an organization. It's like down here, right? Like you pick the judge, and you pick the jury, and you pick the audience in the background. Everybody's playing a role, right? Because just like Shakespeare said, we're all the world is like a stage, and we are but actors in it, and that's exactly what we're doing out here. We're playing a role that was much needed here on Earth to help the Earth transform and ascend, and to transmute energy. Okay. What it means to transmute energy is when something is dark or negative, you can turn it into positive, right? Light worker. So if something's dark, you are thrown in as the light worker to turn that darkness into light. So let's say you're up there and you know that you want to come here and do a mission. It could either be for your self progression, your self ascension, or you do want to help others. You want to help the earth. So you choose specific tasks. And so like I would say, like you're up there and you're like, okay, so you want me to do what? Oh, you want me to learn about drug addiction? You want me to go through that? Okay, so you want me to learn what it's like to be in a family that the father dies and the mother has to struggle with 4 kids, and you want me to learn those lessons? And no. Do you want to do it? We need people to learn this and learn that, because everything's information. We're all storing information all at the same time, and that is how the earth ascends and transforms. Because if you think about it, those high celestial ascended masters and beings, yeah, they've lived as humans, but they have to experience different situations. Some of them had to experience being poor, some of them had to experience being rich and suffering. It's all different types of oh, thank you guys. It's all different types of learning, right? So let's say you're up there and we all need to learn a specific task so that we can gather this information. And when you see, this was very hard for me to accept, but like as light workers again, when they say God bless the poor, because they chose the hardest lesson to learn. Being hungry and starving, that's a hard one. Disabled people also, they chose what it's like to learn what it's like to be in a body that's immobile, but the brain's working. It's like almost like you're like a ghost and nobody sees you. That's what being disabled is like. In a wheelchair, a lot of people can say, oh, I care about disabled people, but when they see and let's really keep it a buck, I've seen a lot of people do this. So they see a person in a wheelchair and they're like, oh God, like they run the other way because they feel bad and they don't know how to act. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you guys, thank you guys for all the compliments. I love you. I hope I'm helping you guys with this, and I'm trying to explain it the best way possible. I got spirit connected with me right now. They're guiding me through this. So you choose specific roles. So of course I chose the role of the child who gets sexually molested. And thank you so much, Kay, for the donation, you guys. Thank you so much, Mary. I love you so much. So I chose the lesson of what is it like to be sexually molested and then go through drug addiction and then be on TV and have people criticize you and be famous and not famous and have everything and lose everything and lose a father at a young age and have a mother who struggled and see women in the family who just need to break out of a cycle. And then I had to be the one to break the cycle of addiction in my family, because it starts with one person does it, and then that cycle breaks, and it breaks on either side of the family. So you choose these roles to play when you come here. Never ever think that there's not anyone punishing you. You have chosen a specific task and a role, and I want you to understand, every time you feel sad or down, thank you guys, every time you feel sad or down, I want you to stop for a second. Really stop for a second, because if I wish I could tell you when I was sad or down, if I would have known this information today, I would have gotten out of it so much quicker, but it took me years because I had no clue this information. When you feel sad or down or something is going wrong in your life, you're like, oh God, like, why is this happening? It's happening for you. This is what you chose to happen. So just get through this part. Whatever this part is, I want you to get through it because it is going to transform your life and it's going to take you to where you need to be. This pain that you're struggling with, that you think you're never going to get out of, that you think it's so hard and you hate it. Like, I can't live this life anymore. I can't do it. Never ever give up because this is the lesson you chose to learn and the universe needs you. They need you to find out this information of what it's like to go through this because it is how we get it right the next time. You know, it's like when you learn to fix something, right? Let's say you learn to fix, if you put a desk together, right? For instance, you put a desk together and the first time it's so hard because you're reading the directions. You got to read the directions. Okay, this stand goes here, this screw goes here, lefty, righty, loosey, righty, tighty. Like, you learn these things and then the next time you put a desk together, all of a sudden that desk is so much quicker to put together. Now you're putting the desk together easier. Oh no, I got it. Give me that one. No, the one on the left, right there. Give me that screw and that screw. That's how life is. Each time, each circumstance, each lesson, each lifetime, if you choose to reincarnate, because it is a choice, I strongly believe that. Each time, it's you learning something new every single time. I feel ascended masters as a light worker. You know, I always say we're all angels in training. And I'm going to start my podcast off with that and I'm going to end it. That's why I started Angel Squad, because we're angels in training. We start off as little devils and then boom, we got to turn ourselves into the angels that we truly are. We have to experience the dark in order to get to the light. Now, there is no get to the light. This is not a race and there's no heaven and hell. And like, that's none of that. It's all a conscious experience. Your mind, where your mind is, your thoughts, your consciousness, your feelings, your emotions, your vibrations, where you're vibrating is where you go. But we all go home, okay? We all go home eventually. So as light workers, understand that you have chosen the hardest. I'm so happy I'm doing that. He says, you're freeing my spirit and giving me hope. I'm so happy. That's what a light worker does. See? They experience the darkness themselves. I've experienced much darkness. Like, you could say, you know, I don't believe like I walked through hell, but I saw parts of it because there are different parts of hell. There's different parts of heaven. Okay. Everybody's got their own hell and their own heaven. Just remember that. You experience as a light worker the darkness, all of the darkness for a reason. But the point is to not stay there. See, that's the point. And that is the trick as a light worker. When you're going through all this darkness, you're experiencing, Natasha, she says, a TV show? Yeah, I knew you looked so familiar. I actually came on my feeds a week ago. Yeah, so, yeah, I was on the show Bad Girls Club, yes. You're experiencing the darkness so that you can transmute these energies and transcend into the light, right? That's what you call an ascended master. An ascended master had to experience a lot of human emotions and human experiences, human situations, for them to become ascended masters. They have come here many lifetimes to learn many lessons. They've learned a lesson of a tree. They learned a lesson of an animal, of a human, of a rock, of a fish, of everything. And then finally, like one lifetime, they awoke to who they truly were and boom, they ascended, you know. That's why they say Jesus came here as a perfect being. He was the ultimate light worker. Jesus was the ultimate light worker, a medium, a psychic, a channeler. He was completely a channeler and a healer, right? Jesus was all of the spiritually in tune things that we strive to be today. Okay, thank you. So what I'm saying to you as a light worker is you're gonna experience these dark moments, but that is a good thing. And I know that sounds crazy, like right when you're going through it. This is what I want you to understand. This will help you so much. Thank you. This will help you so much. You see, but Natasha, that's a point right there. I had to be on a show called The Bad Girls Club with like devil horns and devil tail for me to find my light. Right? I had to go through that. I never experienced anything that violent and that crazy when I was on it and off it and all the shit I went through after that. It was for me. I had to experience it for me to get to my true purpose. Sometimes we're led to a place that it's like completely, totally different from where you're gonna go. And that's the point. Like I said again, experience as much hardships and darkness and fun times and crazy times and addictions and sadness and sorrows and heartbreaks and pain and suffering and all that for you to finally say, because today, and I'm going to say again, I was saying, let me make sure I stay in tune. I'm going to try not to look at the comments too much. I'll scroll back to them, but I'm getting, now I want to explain this to you. I know in a moment when you're going through something or a depression or a sadness or a breakup, for instance, in that moment, it's so hard. Like you think you're never going to get out of it. For anyone who's ever been depressed or had anxiety or was angry or was sad because someone broke up with them or was upset about something, for anybody who knows, that moment feels like it's never gonna go away. Right. It feels like it's never gonna go away. You feel like you're stuck there forever. When you're in that depression, you're in that anxiety, you're having that pain. It's torture. It's torture. You're like, what? I can't get out of it. I can't get up. I can't get motivated. It's so hard. It's so in that moment. But for this, I'm going to give you a tool that I'm going to tell you today. Looking back at 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I was so depressed that I just would literally not take a shower for 4 or 5 days. I know it's gross, right? But I was depressed. I couldn't. Something in my body would say, I can't get up. No, it's not worth it. It's not even worth it. Life is such shit. Like, what am I even here for? A lot of lightworkers and starseeds and empaths do end up committing suicide because it is too hard for them here. A lot of them, you have the 3 waves. Dolores Cannon talks about them. And in one of the waves, the kids that came here, I don't know if you guys remember that time, I think it was like the 70s or something, a lot of kids were killing themselves because they just couldn't take it. The job was too hard for them. The mission was too complicated. It was the 3 waves of people being sent here in souls, incarnated in souls. And if you think about it, the first workers that came here must have been like to them, like, what the fuck is this? You know, remembering, we're just starting to transcend, right? So like, what the fuck is this? So they kill themselves, not because they're weak, not because they're fucking, they can't handle life and they're pussies and they're bitch ass motherfuckers and oh, this bitch killed herself. Like, no, motherfucker, no, because they don't fucking know what the fuck this is. They're trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is this? What even is this? Like, is this for real? Like, are you serious? I gotta go through this shit? And they don't understand. And now it's becoming easier for people because they have examples. They have people that are examples to the transformation that this earth is making. So we are examples. That's why I'm telling you, when you're in that moment, yeah, she's awesome. When you're in that moment of sadness and depression, please remember that you are going to be the light to other people's darkness. You are going to light the way for other people's who are in so dark moments. I promise you. Yeah, Natasha, I see. You are going to be the light for someone else. If you could just get through this time, this spiritual awakening that you're having. Yeah, I know, Shantae. Shantae says, I remember that when I was 4 years old, very depressed and suicidal. 4 years old, wow. Some people do. There's 8-year-olds that kill themselves because they said, I can't handle the pressure. So when my daughter turns to me as a Cancer child and who's a Virgo rising and says to me, Mommy, I think I need a counselor, I immediately started looking for one for her. Why? Because she's not fucked up in that. She has a great life. But she's an empath and she's a starseed and she doesn't understand it. And then when I talk to her about the spiritual stuff, she's more like, no, Mom, it's not that. I'm overwhelmed. Everything's overwhelming. And remembering to pay attention to your children, you guys, when they ask you for help, please give it to them. Don't tell them, you're going to be fine. It's nothing. Get over it. Because I got told that my whole life and it fucked me up. So we want to be sensitive to their needs and listen to them. And everybody's like, oh, everybody's growing up like a bitch ass today. Yeah, but they're not being bitch asses. They're being what we truly are. And because we were raised to be tough and like, get over it and you'll be fine. And our parents told us it's going to be fine. Like, oh my God, you're being dramatic. No, we're not. People told me that for a long time and I ended up in mental hospitals, okay? Because of it, okay? I'm just going to say that. because nobody was listening to me when I was saying, I don't know what's going on with me. It's like too much. I can't do it. Right? So like I said, as light workers, you're going to experience the dark. So when you're in that dark moment, I want you to stop for a second and tell yourself, okay, remember, just try to listen to hear my voice as your spirit guide and hear flow saying, hey, no, remember, you just have to get through this time. This is your butterfly moment. This is your cocoon moment. I'm sure when the caterpillar's in the cocoon and they're breaking out into a butterfly, I'm sure it hurts, right? The pain, like manatees, manatees, right? Manatees, they don't usually make it to grown adults, right? And then when they shed their, I'll say skin, I don't know what it's called, but they shed their skin. Most of them die during that process because it hurts them so bad. They have to like push through it. They can't make it. Some of them suffocate inside of that shell. It's so hard for them to get out of it that like I think like 80% of them don't make it. And so they have to shed that. So it's like that. This is what the dark night of the soul is. This is what shadow work is. As a light worker, you're going to go through the darkness, and just like that butterfly in the cocoon, in the caterpillar in the cocoon, and the praying mantis and the praying mantis in their skin, when they're breaking out of it, like I said, it's so painful for them. But if they could just get through this and push out of it, it's so painful, right? It's like physical and mental pain, like they're almost the same thing but different. If they could just get through this, they grow. Finally, it becomes this big, strong mantis, and it can hunt for bigger flies. And I'm getting the chills in my body saying this because it's such a good metaphor, and I want you to think about that. I'm the praying mantis right now. Think that. Or I'm the butterfly in the cocoon, the caterpillar in the cocoon. If I could just get through this process, I'm going to spread my wings and fly after this. Just hold on. Hold on for one more moment, because I know how hard it is, you guys. I love you, and I know I know it's painful, and I know it feels so real to you, and I know it feels so painful, and like, oh, I wanted that, and I wanted that guy, or I wanted that job, I wanted that car, I wanted that house, or why don't I ever get anything, and it's not fair, and it's always me. Like, when you start to think like that, you become that story. So what I want you to do from now on is, when you're going through the pain as light workers, tell yourself, I am a light worker. I am experiencing a dark night of the soul. Once I get through this, I'm going to flourish, and I'm going to be the light that I was meant to be, and I'm going to flourish, and my angel wings will come to me, and I'll be able to fly, and all of a sudden I'll be able to teach everybody else what I went through. And once I get through this, I can help other people get through it too. And that is the part that will help you get to the next process. Once you see that you have gotten through this, now when I look back at the things I went through, I never say, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to me. I'm always like, I can't believe that happened for me. Thank you, God. I got through it. Like, you survived. You're a survivor. You're not a victim. You're never the victim. As a light worker, understand that you were brought here. You put yourself here. Forget how you were brought here. You put yourself here. And I'll get to starseeds. The difference between a light worker and a starseed, or when you're all of them, it's all of them at once, right? As a light worker, you chose this mission. It is your mission and your duty to transform your energy from negative to positive, your hurt, your pain to love, right? Your hate for love, your anger for happiness. It is your duty. Is your duty. Okay? All right. So your mission is to heal yourself as a light worker, and then bring light to those people around you. Once you heal yourself, it's like Chiron, the wounded healer, right? The planet Chiron is the wounded healer, which is actually playing a role in this week's energy. And once you heal yourself like Chiron, he's now the teacher, Hermes, right? The wounded healer, the teacher, like going through it and surviving a physical ailment or pain or mental, and going through it so that you could transform it and teach others, okay? And I hope that explained that to you guys, and that helps you with something. Now, starseeds. Starseeds. You immediately know you're connected to a planet, or beings. It could be beings, a planet, a race of aliens, if you want to call them. I call them our starseed families. I see them in my dreams a lot. I had a vision of one this morning. She looked like a cartoon character. She was so cute. She was like, with her pretty eyebrows and her eyes, she was looking at me like, And I saw her like right there, like a form of her face. And I've seen beings, alien beings. I've seen good ones and I've seen bad ones, okay? And they're pretty much from different planets, and you're connected to them, and you may be a seed of them. You may have like an ancestral DNA connected or linked to them in whatever form you feel you are. People think they're Pleiadians, Arcturians, the Syrians, there's all different types, right? There's reptilian, right? We all do have a reptilian brain. Remember that, okay? The reptilian brain back here, that's where it's placed, okay? And so that's the logical, like cold, you know, like whatever, I don't care. And then when you get into the heart-centered part of the brain is more like the loving light energy. So as starseeds, immediately you feel like you're connected to like an interstellar family, like you have a team of souls in different planets. And the way I feel with starseeds, my concept on it, my view on it is that you're from these planets, and there's like a galactic federation, you could call it, like an organized, like, you know, like think about the mafia, right? They have like the head of the family and then the maid guys and this and that, but I don't know why I made that concept, but whatever. Think about that, right? And it's like that in the Starseed Galactic Federation, where I feel like they take souls or people or different species of people of planetary energetic extraterrestrials, you could say, and they take them. They're like, all right, look, Earth is fucking up right now. We got some shit going down on Earth. We need you to go down there. So what they do is like soul swapping, kind of like a soul swapping type of thing, where the soul gets put into a human body. So like the soul of a being on a planet will get placed into a human soul. See what I'm saying to you? So if somebody's pregnant, for instance, they're like, all right, she's about to be pregnant, and then the soul flies into there, and you know, they basically, you're born as a human, however, your soul comes from a specific planet at that time, okay? And so you get sent down to whatever planet. It's not just Earth. There's souls working on different planets doing different things, but Earth was one of the places that I feel like needed help ascending right now because of the shift that we're going through in the age of Aquarius and the transformation, and the Earth is shedding its skin, and it's becoming that's why COVID's happening right now. That's why all of these things like the Black Plague and AIDS, all those things happen for a reason. It's like, you know, the death and the rebirth. It keeps happening for a reason, you know. Jesus wasn't the only one who died for our sins, you know. The Arcturians were they were in the fifth dimension, I believe, the fifth dimension it was. No, the sixth dimension. And everybody lived forever, you know, like you had Atlantis, by the time it got to Atlantis and you had all these beings like from ancient Sumeria, they were living for thousands of years. But the Arcturians and all the ascended beings like the Pleiadians and Arcturians, they had to die for us to keep ascending, because everybody was living forever and everything was perfect. So the darkness had to come in and light had to come in, and everybody's working together, okay? Nobody's evil or good. There's just some people work on the dark side, some people work on the good side. Do people go crazy and step out of those roles and do whatever they want and take it to the next level? Yes, they do. But that's on them, and that's not your prerogative that's not your thing to pay attention to, okay? So as a starseed, you're sent here as a soul to help the planet transform or ascend to something else, okay? Which is why you never have to feel like you're alone. So if you feel ever you're attacked, or you feel like spirit is bothering you or this and that, remember, call in a team of souls. You have the help. You have a spiritual team of souls. You have the starseed team of souls from the planets that you can call in. You got the celestial beings, archangels, and God, and you know, the Holy Spirit and all that. When we call the Holy Spirit, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about an energetic field. It's like a light field, an energy of light that comes in and surrounds you with the love and the light and protects you, your aura, your home, your surroundings, your space, and all that, and assists you with the work that you're doing here on this earth, okay? If you came here to do work, do not for a second doubt that you don't have plenty of assistance and protection. I always say, when your mission is complete here on earth, you will die. And you don't die, you transcend, okay? So it's like not to be afraid of death, because it is going to actually, you're just going to transition into another dimension, another place, and you're just going to keep doing work. You do work in your dream state, you do work in this state, you do work all the time. We're working, but it's always working towards the highest good of the collective, which is why I always say stay in the love and the light, and things will get easier for you, and you won't be so flustered and out of like touch with reality, you know? So as a star seed, you were chosen by your planet, by the I guess you could say the rulers of that planet or whatever, and they felt like your soul was strong enough to transform into a human soul, therefore coming down here to help do some work. And again, your duty is to report back as a light worker, also as a star seed, and not even as an empath, is to feel. You come here to feel. You come here to experience love and lessons, love and limitations, okay? Because you don't have limitations where you're from. It's just limitless. You can do anything as spirit. You're free to roam wherever. And as a human, you're limited to things, and you come here to learn love, because love is not like really important. And it's like it already is love. There is no learning what love is. Love, it is all love. You see what I'm saying? So, there is no hell. Like everybody keeps talking about this hell place, like God is punishing us if we do this wrong. No, you guys, no. I have seen people in quote unquote hell. They're kind of like in their own hell. Like they created that, they thought I'm a bad person, so I'm going to get punished for this. And, instead of saying like, I made mistakes and I didn't know what I was doing. And when they say like, repentance and all that stuff, it's not about God, please forgive me. No, it's forgiving yourself. When you forgive yourself, you can learn the lessons, right? I've seen people, if you ever had dreams that you were in school a lot, okay? I had those dreams a lot of times. I'd be in school, or I'd be the teacher, or I'd be the student. You're learning lessons constantly. You're allowed to make as many mistakes as you want. The difference is, do you want to keep making those mistakes? Do you want to keep going through the same things over and over again? Do you want to keep coming back here or anywhere else to learn the same lessons over and over again? Or would you rather just look this fucking problem in the face, stare at it like, what is it? What do I need to do? And just learn that lesson. From my lesson, one of my biggest lessons that I'm learning, for me, I believe, is to be vulnerable and to be more open to accepting love and opening my heart to love and being more loving and vulnerable, like loving and more loving. That's one of my lessons, okay? All right, so I hope those explained. So as a starseed, remember, you have a team of souls, a team of help. You have help everywhere, and all you have to do is call in, and that help will come to you. I know that because I've been in situations where I was experiencing some really dark shit, or hearing voices doing this, doing that, and they let me go through it for a couple of days because I needed to learn something really hard. And once I learned that, exactly, done with it and finally graduate. Yeah, and there really, if you want to think about it, there really is no graduation. Like, it's almost like, I'll explain it like when a person drinks alcohol, they have to forever go to AA meetings or don't go to bars. They have to work on that part of themselves pretty much forever, but it doesn't have to be work. You could turn it into something where you just do it because it's the right thing to do for you, not for anything else. We do things for the collective and for ourselves first, because without doing it for yourself, you can't help nobody else, okay? So you have to do things for yourself first, and then you can help everybody else. All right, and that's very important for you guys to understand. Please understand that you have to take care of you first. Otherwise, it's like, what are you gonna do after? You know what I mean? All right, so now I'm gonna show you that through using my intuition and through working on it and through believing, having faith that I'm gonna go from, I'm reading tarot cards. Now I trust that I'm a tarot card reader. I trust that the universe will help me. And in the beginning, I had energies all over and I couldn't control it. And then started to work with the energies and started to work with my spirit guides and really ask them like to create boundaries, and like, instead of all these spirits attacking me and like, I need to say this, I need to say that, I would tell my spirit guides, look, I'm pretty sure, because you guys can see into that realm, I really can't. I can only feel things, and it does, like, I want you guys to help me out, and please create boundaries. If you see things that are not right, please push it to the way, clear the energy. Now that I've gotten to this point, I am aware that I work with my spirit guides, I work with the Starseed family, and I work with my empathic, intuitive self, and my claircognizance, and clairaudience, and clairsentience, and clairvisient, and all of the tools that I have. I would say that I'm a little bit of everything. More claircognizant, that is somebody who knows something without knowing how they know it. Okay, Brianne, I could listen to you all day. Thank you. Claircognizance is someone who knows something without knowing how they know it. Okay, clairvisient is somebody who sees visions. They see things. There's some of the, they actually can sometimes see things in front of them, like they can actually see into the other dimension, the other realms. Clairsentient is someone who senses things or can even smell it, and you know, stuff like this. Clairaudient is somebody who hears things. And clairvoyant is somebody who sees like clear visions or sees like flashes of visions and stuff like that. I kind of work with all of the senses in my own way. Sometimes spirit will give me every single sense. Sometimes they'll only give me one or two. It depends. But one of the things I want to tell you, if you're ever going to get into the spirit, let me just tell you something. That even if you're not going to become a spiritual worker, or you're not going to do anything spiritually based, if you're just working on yourself spiritually, one of the main things that I love and I learned to work with spirit is they will do little things with me. Now, I'll be driving, for instance, and I'll think something in my mind, and all of a sudden my heart chakra will like boom, 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 and that means that they heard me. And you know, it's good to open up your heart. Last night I had a Kundalini Awakening. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that was my body vibrating from my feet all the way up into my crown, and I was vibrating so hard. Like when I say vibrating, I thought I was going to elevate. I was on my bed and I was like, it got so intense that I got up and I was like, oh. Wait. But then I sat back down and I was like, all right, this is something I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't have to be afraid of it. And I sat back down and I was like, oh my God, I know what's happening. My heart is opening up. I'm becoming more vulnerable, more accepting, more loving. Hello, yay. More loving. And I felt all the vibrations of it. And because my soul was vibrating at a higher pace, my body was showing me it was. And it was a beautiful feeling. Once I accepted it and I didn't fear it. But here's the thing, I can see things literally flying by me. So sometimes it could look like a little creepy, right? It's like a big dark like thing flying in front of me. But as soon as I feel like uncomfortable, my spirit guides, my guardian angels, my Starseed family will clear that energy so quickly. They come in so quickly. When I feel like a lot of things happening, because I like to sleep with the windows open. Don't forget, there's plenty of spirit out there. And just roaming around. You know what I'm saying? But like I protect my windows like with love and light. I have all the love and all the light. They say if you take extra virgin olive oil, maybe you make some crosses on your windowsills with that, or on your screen, or whatever. Well, crosses, you know, it's not a holy thing like Catholicism. For me, it's more like a don't enter, you know what I mean? Or a stop sign, okay? It's really helpful, okay? So, you know, I feel those energies, and you know, sometimes, yeah, they creep me out. When I hear a voice, literally hear someone say something, hey, like that, of course it creeps me out for a second, but then I'm like, hey, fucking don't do that, bro. Like, if you're gonna say something, take the opportunity to be like, hi, beautiful, how are you? But if you're gonna take the opportunity to speak to me, like, why are you wasting your time saying shit like, or hey, like, say something, I'm giving up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. Like, say something that's loving, like, and that's gonna, like, it's worth your time. You know what I mean? Like, I tell spirit that all the time. Why are you wasting your time? Whether you're evil or good or bad or good, you know, if you're gonna be evil, at least say something like, I hate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't say that to me, because I'm not gonna accept that boundaries here, you know? But damn, bro, like, stop wasting your time breathing on motherfuckers. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, like, damn. So you used up all that energy to say, hey? Like, congratulations, you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta make fun of you because you're fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. So anyway, no offense, love and light, but like, no, you're not gonna play with me like that. You don't scare me. Nothing scares me anymore because I understand something. I'm protected. I am a source of, I work with light and love and peace and acceptance and caring and guidance and all that. So nothing's gonna scare me or intimidate me into doing something that they want me to do, or to making me afraid to not go towards my soul purpose. You cannot stop me because I am a hard-headed motherfucker, and the universe loves a stubborn heart. And let me tell you, I have a stubborn one. And so that's why I'm learning to be more vulnerable, because sometimes I could be stubborn to the point where I'm like, I don't accept anything but I'm opening my heart and I'm not afraid of it, and understanding that sometimes it's not just evil. It's not bad. It's just I don't understand it. When you don't understand something, you're afraid of it. You know what I mean? You're afraid of things you don't understand. That's just how life works. We fear the unknown, and that's why we have to understand sometimes it's not even nothing bad. It's just something that you just don't understand. And so open up your heart to understanding it, okay? So with that being said, as per usual, remembering that we're all angels in training, remembering that, okay? This is so cute. It says, on the surface, I'm cool as a cucumber. On the inside, squirrel in traffic. Funny. On the outside, I'm cool as a cucumber. On the inside, I'm a squirrel in traffic. Ah! Which way do I go? And I think that's how I feel spirit is with me, around me. Now, for, we're always going to do this. It's not going to be long, but we're always going to choose a person to get read and see where spirit guides me right now. So let me meditate on the energy really quick. So spirit guides, loved ones that are working with my spirit guides, that are working with our spirit guides in a loving, light manner with respect. And let us open our energy to receive messages for our highest good and the highest good of the collective. Let us choose somebody who needs this reading, and also someone whose reading will resonate with others, so that in the midst of me giving them their reading, they can also help others with their journey here on this journey, okay? So love and light, let me have spirit guide me towards the person that they want me to read. And what I'll do is I'll choose you to read you, and I was going to do the Zoom thing, but I didn't connect this to Zoom, so I might have to just read you and have you... I kind of do want to get you on Zoom, though, because I feel like looking at you, and I feel like it's just... Okay, so I think what we could do is connect you to Zoom on my computer. So I'm going to send a link. Please, guys, only that person come into the Zoom. I don't want to have to block everybody else. Please, let's respect this. But I'm going to send the Zoom link. I'm going to choose a person. And I'm going to choose a person. I'm going to send a link and let that one person come into the Zoom. It will be every week. So if we will always have a chance to get a reading. And sometimes when we get a time, I'll do two. And this is for... A lot of people love to watch other people get read too. I know I watch medium shows all the time. I love watching people get read and their reactions. Oh, okay. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters in the presence of our Savior. Love that song. All right. Let me just tune in here. One moment. Is there anybody who is either a Taurus, something with a heart attack, in the hospital, and father? Those are the things I'm hearing. Taurus, heart attack, hospital, father. Anybody here resonate with that? Taurus, heart attack, hospital, father. And I am hearing something with the letter T. Somebody with the letter T. Anybody? Anybody? I'm almost done, Eliana. What's the matter, baby? Hold on, you guys. What happened? Come here, Mama. Come to Mommy. What happened? Who bothered you? Whose ass am I beating?
Mommy,
What? Tell me. Come here.
I have to have my clothes done. And when I put my headphones in, I can't hear anything.
You're broken?
And now I can't fix it again. Because you said I can't fix it again.
Okay, so you want me to get you headphones?
What?
You want to buy you headphones?
What are you talking about?
Do you need what? Your headphones don't work.
No, my phone.
Let me see.
I tried it, 2 different headphones.
Okay, can you relax? Can I see it?
No,
Can I see? Can I see your phone? Thank you. Relax. Put your password in, Missy.
It's not gonna work.
How do you know that?
What? Wow, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to reset your phone really quick and just.
Yeah, no, I did that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. And it's 2%. Okay, go plug it in. I restarted it.
Okay, I'm gonna come right now, alright? 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Don't cry. Okay, my sister's a Taurus. Her name is Tara. My father-in-law, Mario's dad, was in the hospital. Okay. All right, Brienne, here we go. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to open up Zoom here really quick. Give me one moment. 1 second, okay? It has to be, we can't stay more than like 15 minutes, okay? 10, 15 minutes, because she's gonna torture my mother until I'm done. So, because she's my little sensitive angel. It's my little baby. All right, so I'm going to open up Zoom here, and this is how we're gonna do it. And I wish people could see you on there, but it's okay. All right. All right, here we go. And okay, so if you could do this for me really quickly. Do you have Zoom, by the way? Brianna, do you have Zoom? I know she's a sweetheart, but she's very sensitive to things. Do you have Zoom, Brianna? Sorry, Brianna. Wait, who's this? It's Bree. That's you, Bree. Wait, that's Bree, like Bree, like Bree. It's Bree, LOL. Is that you, Bree? Ashley, Bree? That's who's over there? So much drama in LBC. I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't know it was you. All right, so, girl, we were already like I'm gonna read somebody else only because I know everything about you. So, but you know that somebody was coming through. So I just want to say that. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let me see here really quickly. Give me 1 second, you guys. Where's Kay at? Is there a girl named Kay in here? K-A-I or K-A-Y? I'm hearing. Is there somebody? Oh my God, I bit my tongue. Okay, Kate, do you want to jump in the Zoom really quickly? And we're just going to do a quick one. Okay. I pretty much know everything about my friend Bree, so I can't, like, I don't like reading people I know like that. I pretty much read them when I'm talking to them every day, so. That's why it's not because I don't want to read her, so I don't want you guys to mistake that. Okay, let's, let me just grab the cards really quick. I'm gonna do a quick, like, 5-6 minute read for you, okay? We'll do the cards and a little bit of whatever I hear. Okay. Thank you, Bree. Bree, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because I know everything about you, so I don't want to, you know, be phony up in here, because it's like almost like as if I know. I actually didn't know that about you, actually, the father and all that, so. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. All right. Okay, I gotta get you in Zoom because I hate waiting for the comments to be back. It's like annoying. All right, so Kay, do you have Zoom? Quickly, do you have Zoom? Okay, 1 second. Do you have Zoom? Okay, guys, remember, only Kay, please. Nobody else come into the Zoom. This is for her, and then Next time I'll do somebody else, and every time, you know, but we're going to have some guests next week and the week after. We're going to start having guests on the show. Okay, just click that link, babe. Click that link. Did you click the link? I don't see you. There we go. All right. Hi, Kay. How are you? Can you hear me? Unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. Why is that doubling? Oh, I see why. Okay. Hold on. I have to pause that. Okay. All right. Okay. Unmute your microphone at the bottom. At the bottom, unmute it. There's a little microphone. You'll be able to unmute it there. Next time I can actually like add the person through Zoom. So I'm going to do that so you guys on YouTube can see her as well. So for now, we'll just do it this way. You can hear her. For now, just do it this way. You can hear her.
Can you hear me now?
For now, just do it this way. You can hear her.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. One second.
Can you hear me now?
Ooh, hello? Hello? Okay, there we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What is that? What is going on right now? Okay. Is that, could that be you? Hold on. Could that be you? Can you still hear me like this, Kay? Can you still hear me like this, Kay? What is?
I hear you. Yes.
Can you still hear me like this, Kay? This is weird.
Going like crazy now, huh?
This is weird. One second. One second. Okay, we might have to, you know, I might have to do this. We might have to mute.
I can mute.
Yeah, mute yourself, and if anything, you could just type in. Yeah, mute yourself, and if anything, you could just type in. No, mute yourself. You haven't been muted yet. Okay. All right. So can you hear me though? Shake your head yes. Okay. So what I want you to do through the reading is shake your head yes when you can hear me or no when you can't. Okay. I mean, excuse me, not hear me. When something resonates, like yes, or you know, just shake your head yes or no. Okay. So we don't, because then we'll have like, I don't know why the double sound is coming up.
One thing, I can hear you echoing like 5 times over.
Really? What is that? Why is that happening? I don't understand. Really? What is that? Why is that happening? I don't understand. Let me see something. That is so weird. I don't know what. Wait, let's try this again. Hold on. Let me try this again. Let's try this again. Hold on. Let me try this again. You know, I'm still learning this shit. All right, maybe this. Hello? 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 There we go. Oh no. Hello? There we go. All right, can we try this again? I'm gonna resend you another link, okay? Okay, I will get back in. Oh boy. All right. Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I know. Probably like, damn, what the fuck is? Wait, you know, what the hell? I'm not a fucking computer expert. I'm still trying to learn. Okay. So let's try it again. Let's retry this. Hopefully this works. Okay, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Okay, I think it was her phone. All right, now let's try it this way. Invite. Copy link. I think it was definitely her phone that was doing that. So let's see now. All right, Kay, I'm sending it again. All right, there's the link. Try that out. Twix ice cream. Twix ice. I love Twix bars. I think they're my favorite ones. They really are. So I sent the link again. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's try it out now. Let's see what happens now. All right. Let's try it out now. Oh God. Okay. Can you hear me like this? All right. Am I still the feedback? Huh? Why? But why? It's Zoom and YouTube is two different things. I really don't want you to hear the feedback the whole time. Can we try this? Can we shut both of our audios off on Zoom and you listen to me through YouTube? Do you have another outlet to listen to me on YouTube on your phone maybe? Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Let's try that. Maybe that will work. Okay. Let's try that. Maybe that. Okay. So now we can't hear me at all on Zoom. That's good. Get on YouTube. Now get on YouTube and see if you could listen to me through YouTube. Are you on YouTube? Can you hear me through YouTube? Perfectly. There we go. Okay. So now you could give the yes and the no and you don't hear feedback. You're good, right? Now it's just regular. No feedback at all? Is that what I heard you mumble just now? Okay. All right, good. All right. So now let's try it that way. Can I go live with her on YouTube? I can, but I would have to click this live out and go back on YouTube and do it that way. But I don't want to do that because then I'll start the whole thing over. You know, then we will have to do this whole process over. So, Kate, you can hear me from YouTube? There's still feedback? I think then it has to be your end because it's not here. It's not me. Do you guys on YouTube hear the feedback or it's just her? Because I want to see something really quick. Give me one moment. Let me just, I know there's some, give me 1 second. Security. 1 second. Apps. Okay, now let me try something, okay? Okay, look at this. All right, guys, on YouTube, whoever's on that last live, go into the new live that you see. I'm going to X this live out, okay, that we were doing before. Hold on 1 second. I think, am I X out of this live on the regular YouTube? Guys, can you comment really quick? Okay, Kay, unmute yourself now because it should be fine. So let me see something here. I'm going to take you out of this other one. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Get this one out. No, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, I see what we're saying. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, guys on YouTube right now, can you comment if you still see me? Send a comment really quick, guys. Much better? Okay, so we could cancel this one out. Okay. All right, there we go. I think we got action. Oh, or did we just do something? Fuck, did I just fuck it up? 1 second. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Kay, unmute yourself now. Are you unmuted? All right. Oh, it came and it took that live and took me out of there. Kay, hello? Hello? Okay, great. I see you on the new screen. I X out of the other one. Okay. So I can end this live. So